All right, so I just got finished catching up on all the prelims that I inevitably missed this morning from the Yadong versus Figueredo card. Like I was gonna get up at 4 a.m., but I'm sorry, like I'm not motivated to watch like Meng versus Jose Henrique at 4 in the morning, you know. So I think this was a fantastic card overall. We got 9 finishes, I believe. If I had to add up my predictions, I believe I went no contest. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not even counting. So that's 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 6-1-1, 7-1-1, 8-1-1, 9-1-1, 9-2-1. Okay, so I went 10-1-1 on this card. So I did pretty good. Actually, 10-2-1 on this card. Not bad. Not bad at all, honestly. Tough luck for the Chinese fans, you know. Only Song Yadong won today, and it was a really like bad showing, I'll be honest. Like I'm Canadian and we've had some horrible cards, but this was a pretty shit one for the Chinese. I feel bad. But anywho, let's get into it. I'll start with the first fight of the night. We had Song Yadong versus Deivision Figuereido. So for as long as this lasted, this was not honestly the best fight in the world. It was really slow round one. You know, as I mentioned last week, Figueiredo just really keen and really happy to just literally skirt around on the back foot for like 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the round. And he was doing a lot of this thing where he would like switch stances and then explode from southpaw into orthodox and then throw the right hand, which landed once on Yadong in round one, but really found no success afterwards. Song Yadong was just chopping him down with the calf kicks. And I'd say a lot of people, even I, would probably give Figueiredo round one just because he was way more active than Song Yadong. Song Yadong was really just like downloading the data. But round two, it started like way quicker from Song Yadong. He was still slow. This was a pretty slow fight. The calf kick starts landing. Figueiredo starts like feeling like he needs to shoot when the calf kick's coming in because his leg's starting to get destroyed. So as he shoots on it with his head on the outside. After a few clean combinations from Song Yadong where the right hand's starting to land, Figgy shoots with his head on the outside, gets caught in a guillotine, taps almost right away, which was weird. Like I feel like this fight really cemented. Like I know a lot of people really haven't been seeing it like I have, but I think Figgy's been washed. But this fight, he really looked washed. Like I don't think the Figueiredo of old, who was like walking down Joseph Benavidez, and even the Figgy who had the trilogy with Moreno and who fought like Rob Font, I don't think Figgy's going out like that. So I think Figueiredo's pretty washed, sadly. But it's thank God for Song Yadong, you know, because Song Yadong before this fight, I was really wondering when he was gonna finish at the high level. You know, he's always been like, I mean, recently he's been in the top 10 for a while, but he like Song Yadong has highlights, but most of his highlights are in the Reebok era when he's getting like KOs on the come up or like his knockouts over like Marlon Moraes and Ricky Simon, which are big, but you know, it's nice to see him get a few more highlights. He really needed this kind of finish. So for Song Yadong next, it's kind of tough to tell. Like he said it himself, he doesn't really care who they put him against, but Umar wouldn't be a bad fight. But if it's Umar versus Payne Talbot, which they've been talking about, which please, you know, I would pick Payne Talbot, but we don't need that right now. Just I would only that's a pure bias, pure emotional pick. It has nothing to do with the actual style matchup. No, I think that Song Yadong's in a bit of a weird spot. He kind of loses to the top level, but he beats these lower level guys. And a win over Figgy, in my opinion, really doesn't net you much. So we'll see what they decide to do with Song next. And as for Figueiredo, if I was Figueiredo, I would probably consider retiring, but since he probably won't, we're probably just gonna see Figueiredo get laid up to one. We might even see like there's a world where like Kaya Sakura might fight Figueiredo next to try and test the grappling. I think we'll talk about Kaya Sakura in a bit. But yeah, I think this was a good fight. I'm happy we didn't need to see 5 rounds of it though. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a really slow pace, so that guillotine, I was shocked when he tapped, but I'm happy that it saved us from sitting through 25 minutes of this early in the morning. Next, we've got Zhang Mingyang versus Alonso Menifield.
No, this was an interesting fight.
It was a good fight. Regardless of the result, this was a super fun scrap. These guys were throwing the entire time, but it was a true fraud check. You know, Johnny Walker, a loss to Johnny Walker can be.
Excused if you're like an up and coming.
What am I talking about? Zhang Mingyang got caught early by Alonso Menifield, and it seems like he just could not get it going afterwards. Alonso Menifield was doing a lot of nice work in the clinch. He was doing a lot of nice work with just like tight uppercuts and throwing huge hooks. You know, Zhang Mingyang did rock Alonso with an elbow in close, it seemed. But as soon as, you know, Alonso's literally like walking backwards, like in the UFC 5 rocked animation, and Zhang Mingyang is like throwing like flying knees that are not like even landing near the target. So just a really bad look for Zhang Mingyang at home. It's a tough loss to have in Macau. He landed
2 shots.
It's like
Two shots.
to the head of Alonso Menifield. Just bad. It's rough, guys. It was a rough performance for Zhang Mingyang for sure. And Alonso Menifield, listen, man, I've picked against him for most of these fights, but he's a real gatekeeper. He's a real. I think he deserves a shot at the top 15. Like honestly, Alonso Menifield. If we're just looking at his last few wins, he's beaten prospects who have been sizable favorites against him. Or actually, no, he did lose to Volkan Ozdemir in his last fight. But before that, he beat Umar Sai, which is like something. It's not the worst. Man, he actually has not been winning. That's not true at all.
Wow, guys, I'm sorry. I'm an uneducated prick.
We fucked up as an MMA community. We should have realized sooner that maybe the Zhang Mingyang project wasn't gonna work. But yeah, man, he threw a lot of bullshit shots at Alonso Menifield when he had him rocked, and he just had no answer. At the end of the day, he got clipped bad and he got put down again. China lost almost every fight on this card except for the Song Yadong one. It was rough. As for what's next, I think Menifield deserves his shot at a ranked opponent in the top 15. He's just going to get destroyed by higher ranked opponents. Like, I don't want to be an ass. He seems like a good dude, but skill for skill, Menifield, he's getting rocked against Zhang Mingyang, regardless of beating him. Like, I know that's, like, he won the fight, but it was not easy. But, and for Zhang Mingyang, dude, I think that Zhang Mingyang deserves to be on the prelims of a big card. And against like a real opponent, we're gonna have to do like one of these like Treyshawn Gore, Asmabakoev fights where it's like you got your back against the wall against someone who they deem a prospect, and we'll see if Zhang Mingyang can be the guy to fraud check somebody. But he did not look good in this fight, if I'm being honest. And he came out with aura, bro. He was like singing and shit, smiling. Like I thought he was like low inhib maxing, just ready to like. Dude, I was writing Menifield off so hard. Anyways, guys, now this is a fight that I was much more happy about. Sergei Pavlovich versus Tallison Texeira. What did I tell you guys? Tallison Texeira is a
punching bag, bro.
Well, he doesn't even have range. He has like long legs and he's tall. This guy has short arms. This guy had a shorter reach than Pavlovich. And Pavlovich has like a long reach for his size. I can't lie. Teixeira is just the worst fighter at using his height. He like threw one front kick. I swear he threw like a single front kick. Or I might be tripping. I think he didn't even throw a front kick. I think I'm thinking of Meng. He gets instantly blitzed by Pavlovich. The first shot that he throws lands.
And he gets rocked and KO'd, and the fight's over.
There's really not much to say about this fight other than like Tallison Texeira is 2-2 in the UFC. He beat
Justin Talfa and Tai Tuivasa,
and he was fighting the number 3 ranked heavyweight in the world. This heavyweight division, man, it needs some work. It's bad. And Tallison Texeira, I don't know what it is. This guy was just not. I never thought this guy was good. How can you watch the Tai Tuivasa fight and then go,
yeah, give that guy the Russian boxing destroyer
who just like out technically beat Waldo Cortez Acosta? Let's give him the
guy who like can't fucking throw his hands for shit.
Who's just Teixeira has like a nerfed build. Like his build is not good for MMA if you're being honest. He has short arms and his chin is all the way up here. He's all the way up here. Dude, like Teixeira is ready to get KO'd at all times. Sergei Pavlovich, I would say like a fight with I would say a fight with like Volkov, but they were like friends, and that's like a really nasty matchup. I wouldn't want to run that again. And like heavyweight, we're so tired of all these constant rematches all the time at the top that I say Sergei Pavlovich just wait a little, honestly, and maybe like a Walter Walker comes up or one of these prospects on the come up in the division are gonna like need that chance, and I say fight then. But
Sergei Spivak has been out for a long time.
Next fight on the card, we had Kai Asakura versus Cam Smotherman. I said leading into this fight that Kai Asakura like was absolutely probably gonna KO Cameron Smotherman, but I was just worried about his accuracy and like his willingness to actually throw his hands. And honestly, in this fight, Kai Asakura completely
blew me away. I won't lie, guys.
The combination that he dropped Smotherman with initially, where he came up, like faked the uppercut through the hook, and then came over the top again with the right hand and landed.
Bro, that was sick.
Like this guy, we need to protect Kai Asakura and only give him strikers, and we'll see good fights, and it's gonna be really fun. Like let's just make. There's no reason why Kai Asakura can't be like a fucking what's his name, the pirate dude, Shara Magomedov. There's no reason that we can't just treat this guy like Shara Magomedov. He's super fun. Like the striking was super sick to see. Really tough for Cameron Smotherman. Like he looked nice against Jake Hadley in his debut on short notice, but has had a rough go in the UFC. He has a bad chin, unfortunately. Cameron Smotherman just does not have a very great chin. It was really like sad to hear him going like fuck after this fight, because his career is probably over in the UFC. So, really sucks for Cameron Smotherman, but man, Kai Asakura, what a sick performance from him. I know people are gonna start saying that, man, this guy goes for the title and stuff. I think we need to chill until we see him deal with grappling, which I don't think he really can deal with grappling, if I'm being honest. But man, on the feet, this guy is absolute must see TV. He comes out with like his own theme song. Like you hear this guy on the fucking loudspeaker talking about
Kaya Sakura.
like it's sick. This guy's like an anime character. He landed a black flash on Cam Smotherman's chin, and it was over, bro. I showed my girlfriend this KO. It was so fucking cool. Like, holy, I think this was just a sick finish. I love sleepy KOs like this. Shout out B-Wolf MMA. This was sick. Oh yeah, Kai Sakura next fight. There is a universe where they give Figueiredo to Kai Sakura if they're trying to give him the fast track into the rankings, but I think there's a chance for Figgy to win that fight. Genuinely, I know he's washed, but like anyone with a ground threat, I'm scared with Kai Sakura. I say just give him fun fights on the feet. I say give him Davy Grant. I say give Kai Sakura Davy Grant. I think that would be a sick fight. Like totally fun fight. Like let's give him one or two more like wins. We need to build him some highlights before we start talking about this guy being the
Shaking up the whole division.
He's gonna change the whole order of this division.
Like we need to build Kai Sakura. Sick performance. I'm super in on it on 135. Asakura, mythical fighter, but I also think we should pump the brakes. We shouldn't go too fast with him. And as for Smotherman, honestly, probably gonna be the end of the UFC career. But if they do decide to bring him back, just bring him back against like a bantamweight that's like fighting for his career as well. I have no idea what they do with Cameron Smotherman, guys. It's a tough look for him. Next on the fight, we had Jake Matthews versus Carlston Harris. So I got this fight right as well. It was just like a Jake Matthews domination, pretty much. He was really piecing up Carlston Harris on the feet with really clean boxing. But as I said, man, Matthews is a guy who goes for the path of least resistance. He is a pretty smart fighter when he wants to be. He just dominated on the feet, and whenever the grappling would present itself, like at the beginning of round 3, instantly Carlston Harris shot a takedown, instantly took him down. I think he held him down there for literally 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the round. He literally face planted Carlston Harris in round 3, but just followed up with really weak ground and pound, if I'm being honest. Didn't go for the finish. He mentioned it in the post-fight speech that, he felt for Carlston. Carlston came in on short notice. He knew that if he got up, he could probably finish it, but he was up on scorecards. He said, why not just coast it out? So listen, man. Respect to Matthews. Carlston is an older fighter. One thing that I took from this fight that I really hated to see, actually, is Carlston Harris with a single corner, man. I think that policy the UFC introduced where they like make you pay for your corner, man. Fighters like lower down the rankings who aren't getting big contracts, man, they're missing members of their team. Like it's really important for these guys to have their team there. And you're seeing Carlston Harris in his corner. He's got one coach and the UFC cut, man. The coach is like giving him water and shit, trying to help him out, bro. Like these guys are at a disadvantage. If we're being honest, you're at a disadvantage when you have less cornermen like that, in my opinion, at least. And it's just a shit visual, like, bro. Jake Matthews got a whole corner with him, and then just Carlston Harris is with one dude, he's barely fucking holding on to his UFC career. It's just shit to see, in my opinion. But yeah, 30-25 scorecard. Carlston Harris, he tried, but minded his P's and Q's on the ground, and he was getting pieced up on the feet. He probably would have been finished if it was for Jake Matthews pushing a bit harder, but Harris has been losing a lot, so we'll see what's next for him in the UFC. As for Jake Matthews, I honestly think that Jake Matthews deserves a shot at like the top 25, top 20 again. Just because like his loss to Magny was so fluky and weird that I think he should be able to like get that try again, make a push towards the upper echelon of the rankings. But I don't know. I don't know who Jake Matthews would beat up in the division. I think he's good. He's very well rounded, but when it comes to being well rounded isn't always good enough when you get into the rankings when you've got real specialists. So yeah, interesting fight though. Alex Perez versus Mudaerji. This fight was weird, guys. Alex Perez looked good in round 1, in my opinion, and the tides were like obviously starting to shift towards Mudaerji. Round 2, he lands the 1-2, gets a Perez down. Perez gets pretty much right back up after a bit of ground control. But obviously the weirdness comes from that low blow. Now, could have landed absolutely. I'm not saying that there's no chance that Alex Perez was hurt by that low blow. I'm just
Saying.
if you look at the footage, it looks like he's literally just grazing the shorts. Now, nothing against Alex Perez. It's just weird. He was puking on the ground. I don't know if he actually threw up. I don't know if anyone like actually can confirm that. He was like puking, like in a movie when they're puking in a bucket and they just cover their face like this. So there's no way to tell. Like there's literally no way to tell what's going on. So that's what we were seeing from Alex Perez. It was weird for sure. Couldn't go on. I think I picked Mudaerji. I think that
Mudaerji was starting to open up a bit, but
I'm not mad about my pick or anything. It's a no contest. It just sucks for Alex Perez. Alex Perez has had a really weird career. He's had a bunch of no contests, a bunch of injuries. It's just another shoe in his collection of weird ass fucking UFC results. So very strange, man. That kick did not look like it landed. That's the only thing. But we're not the ones who are in there, so it's hard to tell. Up next, we had Yi Sak Lee versus Luis Diaz. Honestly, I don't think there's much to mention in this fight just because Yi Sak Lee's really a low-level opponent. Not to hate on the guy, but I don't know I don't know why he was in the UFC. Man, he was weak. Like, Diaz was literally just loading up like 100% power on everything he threw. He was just standing straight in front of Yi Sak Lee loading up on everything, and Lee couldn't really do much about it. He landed like a nice jab in round 1, but it was tough. He got dropped, and then it was pretty much the same sequence when he got dropped the second time, and then it was over. There was really not much to talk about in this fight, honestly. Diaz is a powerhouse, and he's like stocky as hell. Like I mentioned that he was big. I thought he was gonna like out wrestle Yi Sak Lee and try and get like some ground and pounder or like a sub, but man, he just made it work on the feet. Didn't even need the grappling. So impressive win from Luis Diaz. I don't know what's next for a guy like him. Ranked pretty low. Yeah, I have no clue, man. I have no fucking clue what's next for this guy.
Just give this guy anybody.
Meng Ding versus Jose Henrique. This was a fucking sick fight. No, it was a chill fight. For how much I was hating on it, it was okay. Ding got caught with like a big 1-2 in round 1, but I thought he won round 1 just because like Henrique was like being having the tall big man striking as I mentioned, but really not throwing much in round 1. But the output massively like slowed from Ding. Like he was throwing like a bunch of kicks to the leg, and then it just slowed. Every time he was going into range of Henrique in rounds 2 and 3, he was getting caught with like brutal knees and brutal elbows. Really a UFC 5 game plan from Jose Henrique, just spamming knees and elbows as soon as you get in range. He was landing like this elbow there and shit, and he like did a spinning elbow. I swear he cut Ding bad on the side of the head. Honestly, Enrique probably just got this on damage from rounds 2 and 3, but this was a close fight. Like neither of these guys really showed much. They weren't separating themselves from each other that hard, in my opinion. But Ding was just his face was beat up. He had gotten hit with some big shots. I'd say the bigger shots in the last 2 rounds came from Enrique. So I think he deserved the win here. Both fighters, as Enrique might be tricky just because of his size. I think that he's got like he looks weirdly frail to me. So I think that he might just get destroyed by these 185ers that are like stronger. And Meng Ding, I don't know what they've got next for Meng Ding. He looked okay, but he was doing a lot of moving around on the outside and a lot of feinting and a lot of like oral feinting as well. He would like go like and not throw anything. So it was weird game planning from Meng Ding. He really underperformed in my opinion, but we'll see what the UFC wants to do with a guy like Meng Ding next. The next fight on the card, we had Cody Haddon versus Ori Kulang. Man, Cody Haddon looks fantastic in this fight. Super nice entries for the grappling. I love the way that he would like throw a jab or a 1-2, and then he's like instantly shooting. Like, looks great with the grappling. I gotta say, super impressive with those shots. I think he probably would have beat Malcolm Womaker in hindsight if we're thinking about it. I think he would have mixed it up really well. Aori Kulang, like people were saying that he might be too much too soon, but realistically, like if you're looking at the betting odds, no one was betting on Aori Kulang to win this. Cody Haddon just totally dominated round 1 with the wrestling, and then round 2, same thing. While they're striking, Cody Haddon's keeping it super clean with the boxing and then just shooting. As soon as we get into round 2, there's some clinch pressure, and then Cody Haddon just lands a devastating knee to Eric Quilling's midsection, right in the liver, goes down, and then it's just,
Taking shots from behind.
pause. He's got the back, just raining down ground and pound, and then fight is over. Cody Haddon wins. Cody Haddon didn't get a bonus, which was ass. Song Yadong got a bonus, guys. Song Yadong is fighting Sean O'Malley. He's fighting Deivision Figuereido. He's fighting Corey Sandhagen. He's been in the UFC for so many years. Give a guy like Cody Haddon a bit of extra bread, please. This guy has been dealing with so many injuries and so many fight cancellations, and he just gets a finish. He just told you, bro, I'm broke. I need the bonus. And we're giving the bonus to the guy in the main event. That makes no sense to me. And Kai Asakura is a big star as well. I understand Kai getting the bonus just because Kai got a sick finish in round 1. But, like, bro, Song Yadong, I don't think he deserved the performance bonus. I think we should have given it to Cody Haddon. So tough luck for him. He said he wants to be active, so I say bring him back as soon as possible. Cody Haddon is looking like a real prospect, in my opinion. I love the way he mixes the grappling and the striking. Really impressive to me. Like, it wasn't just like a quick finish either. We got to see him work a little bit, so I'm looking forward to whoever he's fighting next. We'll see who it ends up being. Alexandre Topuria. I know we're not booking, like, people say don't book prospects versus prospects, but sometimes I'm trying to see it. And Alexandre Topuria has been off for a while, so if Cody Haddon and Topuria want to go at it, I would love to see that fight. I think it would be super interesting. I honestly think that would be a competitive fight. I think Haddon has a real chance of winning that one, so we'll see. We'll see what's next. Ray Tsuruya versus Louis Gurule. Man, Ray Tsuruya just has a new swag or something. That blonde hair, man. He's come out with this. He was looking, dude, huge. By the way, huge in this fight. Like, the size of his legs, man. Holy. They had, like, chill striking exchanges on the feet. Not much going on. And then Tsuruya just used, like, they got close to each other, kind of like in clinch. And Tsuruya just immediately starts the grappling. Just, like, picking him up, slamming him to the ground. And then every time that Gurule's trying to get up, he's just falling into something from Tsuruya. Eventually, Tsuruya gets the back standing. Louis Gurule just falls into a face crank, and it's brutal. And then it's just over. Round 1, dominant word from Tsuruya. And Gurule, tough luck for Louis Gurule, man. This guy was a winner in the UFC for like 2 weeks before he lost, and now he's back on coming off an L. They'll definitely keep Louis Gurule around. He did the UFC a favor for sure, stepping in on this fight. As for what's next for Tsuruya, man, the guy who lost to Josh Van and then comes back looking like that, man, it's a Joshua Van upscale, so you can't hate on it at all. As for what's next for him, I hate watching these guys who are like grapplers with absolutely no striking just get destroyed on the feet because they're fighting contenders too early. So I would love to see Ray Tsuruya fight a guy like flyweight is pretty booked at the top right now. If they don't run back Perez versus Mudaerji, maybe him getting one of those two wouldn't be bad. I know those are top ranked contenders, but like, man, this whole division is pretty booked. He could fight like a Joseph Morales, maybe. He could fight a Tagir Lembekov. But we'll definitely see what's next for Ray Tsuruya. It's going to be a sick fight regardless. Because I think that this guy has like a nice style. It's like either he grapples you and he dominates you, or you're piecing him up on the feet. So I think his style makes for it. Next we have Angela Hill versus, what's her name? Well, yeah, Jingnan, bro. Is that real? Dude, the UFC website says that Jingnan landed no strikes and attempted none. I know that's not true. I literally watched the fight. But, bro, she got dominated in this fight. Angela Hill manhandled Jingnan. It was really impressive to see. And I wasn't expecting it. Obviously, I picked Zhang because Angela Hill was coming off so many losses. And Zhang was coming off... Dude, she was 19-1 going into this. But guys, I'm sorry. I should have done my research better. Because clearly she wasn't good enough. She has less than pillow punches. Jingnan has like gray pistols for punches, bro. Dealt 0 damage to Angela Hill, and she like landed. I swear she was still landing a lot of pitter patter shots, and she didn't have any visible damage whatsoever. Meanwhile, Angela Hill was busting up Jingnan with knees in the clinch the entire fight long. Jingnan had no answer for those knees. Like every time, she would literally just put her hands up like this in the midsection, and she was just getting blasted. And then eventually, after taking so many of those knees, the breaks of the clinch started opening up for Angela Hill. Angela Hill in round 2 landed a really nice body kick off the break of the clinch. You can tell it hurt Zhang. She was crouching, emoting the whole fight while getting nothing done. We've seen this in the UFC a lot recently. Fighters just like, I remember what's his name, the dude who fought Cody Garbrandt, who kicked him in the balls 3 times. That guy was emoting the whole fight as well. Like, we need to do better, guys. We can't just be emoting and getting nothing done. She had no success in this fight, sadly. It was all Angela Hill, just walking her down, clinching her up, beating her up, seriously. So super impressive from Angela Hill. 19-16 record. That is insane. That is insane. But her UFC record, I wonder what her individual UFC record is. She's a strawweight, I'm pretty sure. Angela Hill. Hill.
14-16 in the UFC.
Yeah, she won this one regardless, but wow, insane record. The next fight on the card was Rodrigo Vera versus Zhu Kangjie. Vera just crazy pressure on Zhu Kangjie this whole fight, constantly keeping him on the back foot with constant stance switching, working the takedown, working the clinch, and Zhu was just on the back foot. He was constantly worried about what's coming at him. He was being a bit more hesitant, and then Vera threw a big left hook, and then he winded up and threw the exact same big left hook, and this time it just caught Zhu clean, dropped him. Some nasty ground and pound, puts him out cold. It was a nice performance from Rodrigo Vera. I'm pretty sure he has a win over Juan Diaz, and both of those guys are Peruvian prospects. So man, Peru got some really nice. Well, maybe that was Diaz at not his best weight class, but regardless, it's impressive just to see a win like that. So yeah, nice performance from Vera. Just I don't know what's next for him. And as for Zhu Kangjie, he's one of these road to UFC guys. We'll see what they do with him. We probably won't see Zhu Kangjie until the next time that they're in China, if we're being honest, or in Australia for a road to UFC show. So we'll see it. We'll see what they do. Looma Lookboonmee versus Jacqueline Amorim. Just Amorim grappling domination, pretty much. Immediately got the body lock and took her down. Looma at some point I swear she got on top position, but nice leg lock offense from Jacqueline Amorim got her back on top, was able to get the sweep. And then at some point they were on the clinch and she got the takedown again, set up the armbar very nicely, and in one round she got the finish. A lot of people hopped off the Amorim hype train, but I picked Amorim in this fight. I thought she would get the dub, and she did, so very nice for her. Overall, this was a pretty great card. I think we needed like a sick card like this with a ton of finishes. These are always fun. It's reminding me, I think it was like in Seattle. It might have been the Song Yadong card with Henry Cejudo, where there was all finishes on that card too. So maybe we need more Song Yadong Fight Night main events, who knows. But yeah, I'll be posting some more. I'm definitely looking at posting a lot more on the YouTube channel. I've been keeping it active on the TikTok, but recently I've just been wanting to make like real informative content that's more than just like some engagement for some clips. So yeah, definitely keep it on the Bro Watches MMA channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll have predictions out tomorrow for Bonfim versus Muhammad, which is going to be a fun card for sure at the Apex. There's nothing better than a card at the Apex. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Peace.